Hello everyone, welcome to Prayaana Labs Future Talks. For a change, today I'm hosting. Thanks for joining everybody. And let me give you a short introduction about what is Prayaana. I know most of you are already aware of Prayaana by now, but still, as a matter of formality, let me just give a small introduction. So, I'm just trying to share my screen. Just give me a couple of minutes. Okay. All right. So yeah, welcome to Future Talks. And Prayaana, as you all know, is a unique employability, entrepreneurship, and innovation ecosystem for women. And Prayaana Labs, as you all know, is giving a wholesome career support for services like career counseling, mentoring, training, and recruitment services. This is currently being given pan India. And if you require any of these services, please do get in touch. Prayaana.org is our website, or else you can also connect through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Prayaana Collective. We also have the Prayaana mobile app, which is right now available in the App Store as well as in Google Play. And this mobile app actually helps you to connect with women. It's exclusively for women as well as transgenders. People can connect with each other and interact. You can also learn new stuff. There are a lot of skill programs available in the platform. Most of them are free programs, and the platform is a very robust platform. I would definitely want all the women to try out the platform. And coming to Prayaana Collective, Prayaana is our another initiative for women. It is India's first e-commerce platform that is dedicated to the empowerment of women. The platform is uniquely designed with an attractive affiliate marketing model, and our customers, as well as especially women, are given an opportunity to become an affiliate and also make some savings and earnings in their life. So that's about Prayaana. And if you are a women entrepreneur out there, you would definitely want to sell your products through Prayaana. Please get in touch with us. Just go to www.prayaana.com. There is a contact there. Contact phone number as well as contact forms are there. So please do sign up there and become a vendor with us. And also, people who are looking at an additional income or an extra income, as I mentioned, you can also become an affiliate with us. And for that, again, visit www.prayaana.com. Okay, now we are getting on to today's session. How do you interact in today's session? Basically, you can post your queries at the live chat box in the YouTube channel. And of course, I would directly share this to the guest of today, and then we will get it answered. Okay. So, yeah, before we get on to today's session, I thought I would also introduce you to something which is going to come up very soon. We are actually having a very mega event coming up in August called Youth Utsav 2020. And we are going to celebrate the youth power of the nation, basically. So we have this event happening on August 12th and 13th in connection with the International Youth Day, which is a UN observance. So we would want to highlight the achievements of young, youngsters, of basically who are innovators, who are doing some kind of a great initiative in their locality. We would want to highlight their stories. So as part of that, we also are having two interesting contests. So one is the filmmaking contest. So youngsters who are interested in making short movies, let's say around 5 minutes, you can shoot the movie and then you can upload it or rather share it for our judges to check or rather judge which movie is the best. So it's a contest for you guys. Shoot the good is what we have named it. It is coming up. It is actually live. The contest is live. You can start uploading your movies if you are interested. Now I'll tell you how to do that. Similarly, we have one more contest. It's called Speak Your Mind. It is a public speaking contest, and there is a theme again. That the theme will be again. It is available in the place. It is called talenttattoo.com. So all you have to do is to go to Google Play, or you can go to Play Store and download the app called Talent Tattoo Pro. Okay, TALENTTATTO. Okay, Talent Tattoo Pro, PRO. So go and download that app, and then you can upload your videos for both the public speaking as well as the filmmaking contest. So this is what is all about. More information about this will be very soon coming out in all our social media. So do check it out at Facebook as well as in our Twitter and every other Facebook, Instagram, everywhere in Prayaana. You will get to know more details of this very soon. All right, so that's about the uh, contest which is going to come up. And now today's session, I'm going to introduce our speaker for the day. Today's session is led by Ms. Kavita Menon. She's an educator as well as an entrepreneur and an award-winning author. And her topic is the purpose of English as a second language. It's a very interesting topic. Of course, all of us know that English is a very important language. I mean, for business as well as general professional communication. So let's get to know more about Kavita. Kavita is basically an author. She's an award-winning author of Amazon's number one best-selling um, book, Spiritual Fitness Survivor, second edition. She's also a module developer and an entrepreneur. And her formula for success is basically passion plus profession plus dedication is equal to happiness, and success is what her formula is. Her organization name is Global Language Academic Partnership LLC India. So let me, I'm so extremely glad and proud to actually, welcome Ms. Kavita Menon. She is a very well-known as well as very good friend of us in the Prayaana, and she's also a Prayaana entrepreneur. I'm so glad to introduce her for all of you today. So, with that small intro, let me hand over to you, Ms. Kavita. Definitely, our viewers as well as everybody out there would want to know what makes English so special and why it is important. So, over to you. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon to all the wonderful people out in there. First of all, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the whole team of Prayaana, the team of Future Talks, and a special thanks to Dr. Chandra Vadhana for spreading her light, love, and support to all the growing women entrepreneurs. And the first point that I would like to put in the highlight is the difference between the communication and conversation. So in communication, we merely passes the information through the different types of communication mode like verbal, non-verbal, written, and visual. And in conversation, we interact between two or more people and where we give, take, and share our ideas. So the benefits of conversation is there will be a mutual understanding in between the speakers, and it helps in better self-confidence. It provides workplace value in career and education and in whichever profession you are in. The benefits of communication is the discipline can be maintained. It helps provide to adopt or to convey your ideas, and it helps others as well to adopt your ideas at the same time, and people will like you better. So if a communication, so according to me, I think if a communication is a bridge, then the language is the vehicle. And if you want to cross the bridge, then without any harms and difficulties, uh, then the vehicle should be in the expert hands. So maybe call them your teacher, your mentor, or the trainers, or your guides, supporters, whoever are they. Now, what is the purpose of an ESL, which is English as second language, classes or session? The goal of an ESL or English as second language program is to improve the learner's level of English in vocabulary, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Fluency in English language opens new career opportunities, not only in the job market, but also in education. People need someone who can communicate with partners, colleagues, clients, or I should better say, around the world without any hesitation. And that puts a great remark, a great impression. And we know that first impression is always the best and the last impression. A person equipped with an English language proficiency can smoothly master a platform where he or she can and sure will be able to convey oneself through the words and a language. Now, speaking any language to its best adds the beauty in it. Just like when we speak Hindi, Malayalam, or any other language, it adds its own authentic beauty and grace if of its own, especially in its four different tasks, whether in listening, speaking, reading, and writing as well. So now, when I'm talking about the authentic beauty, but the same thing follows up for the English language as well. But there are few things that we have to consider about, we have to underline, we have to notice much more carefully is the pace, pronunciation, accent, voice tone, vocabulary, self-confidence, and then comes the grammar. So even though I know that grammar is a base, but I believe that if a person, or if a speaker, or anybody, or a learner even, if they are not self-confident enough to speak up or to share their point of view through their words with the help of language, the result won't be satisfying. I also strongly believe that as everything comes with its own beauty and grace and quality, so it is with the English language as well. Now, the benefits of ESL, English as a Second Language, is that the learners can communicate with native speaking friends, family, within the community, or in the global platform. So, while reaching out to the people who communicate only in English. So, once all they put a great impact in the global platform. So it's a great way to put a great impact onto the global platform for them with the language, with the help of language, through the language as well. Now, for communication and the fluent, so here, when I'm saying about the native language or the way the people speaks beautifully or gracefully, so I think the communication makes it more important. Conversation makes it more important, where people have to discuss their ideas through the words. Now, the goal of an ESL program is to improve the students' level of English in English language. ESL classes teach different language skills depending on the learner's abilities, interests, and needs through different activities as well. So it is only focusing on the activity-based learning, task-based learning, and the project-based learning. Now, depending on the learners, as I said, that whole learning process for the ESL depends, for me, depends on to the learner's needs, that how their learning abilities are, their interests are, and their needs are. Now, I believe that the learning should be fun, and that fun should be effective in such a way which can help an individual or a group of people to grow globally, emotionally, socially, and professionally as well. Now, I would like to take the opportunity to share one thing, to share the aim of ESL programs as well in here. So ESL classes help immigrants to find work. ESL classes help students to cope up with native speakers, and also it helps to understand multiculturalism. If you ask me, is it necessary? Is English necessary for success? So no, only hard work, passion, patience, dedication, a little bit luck is all we need to be successful. But when you become successful and happy after achieving your dreams, goals, you can express your views with your own voice, with confidence through the largely spoken second language in the world. And that's all. Chandra, over to you.
All right, that was a good introduction, Kavita. So, everybody accepts the fact that English is important for us, and our language is not English. I mean, we were not, our mother tongue is definitely not English. So that's why English is known as a second language. However, the big challenge is that in business as well as in professional communication, this language is what makes a difference in your career, right? Many people do not get promoted, or many people are not able to reach higher ladders in their career because of lack of confidence in speaking in English. And so as an English educator, I would want to know, uh, I would like you to first start with some success stories of people who probably have crossed all these hurdles and actually evolved to become great English speakers. Maybe
Okay.
a couple of stories.
Well, I think I should better share about my own story itself,
Okay.
even though I'm not successful though, but
Yeah, of
but
course you are successful. You're an author. You have written a book in English. I mean, that is definitely a criteria for success in English, I would say.
it was just like the book was all about sharing my own story with the world, through the words, of course. But I think, and what I have faced so far is like, since my childhood, I was always so much eager to, like, whenever I see the white people or maybe the foreigners, I used to like run towards them because I wanted to learn. I wanted to speak to them in their own way of communication. I was so much impressed the way they speak, the maybe their voice, maybe the way they sound, so maybe their grace when they speak some language. So and since then, what the thing is like, when I started doing that, it became a somewhere it was getting a craze in me. So I was in Kendriya Vidyalaya, but even though I was in a Kendriya Vidyalaya, but students, they never used to speak English in school, except in front of the teachers. But
Right.
I'm
That is there in
so,
every school.
I'm so much honored that I got some few very few teachers, especially those were my English teachers, and they always pushed me hard to speak only in English. And I think because of them, I fall in love with the language. You can literally call that I'm falling in love with the language every single day. So, and now after a couple of years, when that interest become a passion, and that passion become a craze, and now when I see myself that one among a language trainer at ALC, American Language Center, where I'm the only teacher who is teaching an Indian teacher. So I feel proud that the others are the white people, the foreigners, and I feel great that, yeah, I can call them as my colleagues.
Right. Excellent. That's a wonderful thing. So I would want to know. So you said about your own journey. I would want to know, like, apart from your childhood fascination towards this language, how did you actually build your career in it? Like, what are the courses you underwent, and how did you practice, or how did you learn this, English teaching person?
Yes, definitely. Like a couple of years back, I should better say, like in 2016, 17, when I met with an accident, I was just sitting without any work and I was just Googling up, like, because I was a communicative English teacher since 2009. So that communicative English teacher, it become like kind of a craze for me. Like, how can I develop myself where I can grow myself more and I can help others to grow as well in the language.
Right.
So I keep on Googling up. I saw that there were Tizol, Celta, a lot of ESL courses, all of the ESL courses, rated courses.
IELTS is also there, no?
And the IELTS is completely for the immigrations.
Okay. So
So
yeah. See,
the
I will be asking all these basic questions. Okay, I don't know anything else.
no, IELTS is like International English Language Testing System, and
Yeah, yeah.
ESL is for English second language. So there, the course that I did was TESOL, Teaching
Okay.
English for the Speakers of Other Language.
Oh,
So it
excellent.
is in particular for people, those who want to work in abroad, like they
Okay.
want to teach and travel, and I always love to teach and travel. So, and
Right.
because of this interest, I particularly took TESOL.
Okay.
And because of this because of this certification course, with this certified course, which is certified from US state, Florida State Education Council,
Mhm.
I'm so much glad that they, at least it gave me a brief idea that what I want to do, where
Right.
I want to do, and where I can develop more according to the interest of the students, or maybe the clients, or whoever who is coming in front of me.
Okay. Excellent. So, okay, fine. So you started with your passion and then you pursued courses to certify yourself. Fine, perfect. Now I'll come back to the same question. I want you to share a couple of success stories of your students, if you would like to share.
Yes, sure. There are few students. Like there was one student for me at ALC. He was a bank. He was working in a bank over there, and he was really struggling with his language. Actually, I don't want to say his name, but
No, it's okay. You can share the journey.
yeah, sure. So that person, he was like so much struggling to do something, because he came across the fact that somewhere, because the language, the pronunciation is holding him back to go out, and his other friends are moving out, they are just having a good time over there. And he kept on saying, ma'am, this IELTS, this and that. I said, don't worry. And now, when a few days before I saw his post, he's in US now,
Mhm.
and that shows that he's in a very good post, and that shows that somewhere, because of the language, they are
Yeah,
able to get the residence certification to be there, to be a resident over there in the US.
right. Excellent. So, again, now coming to that same case study, uh, how much time or how much effort has he undergone? Like, how much duration was your training, and then what is that? Probably a person who is educated in English, or rather, I would say you have you have done your education in English medium and all, but not at all confident in speaking English. Such people, how much time normally will take, to transform to the level what you mentioned right
To be honest, only 1 month is enough.
now? Oh, really? Okay.
1 month, I can 100% guarantee that 1 month, because when I gave the online sessions, it's only planned for 6 weeks. That means for 1 month. And I can assure of one thing, it's only because of the practice. That's what I
Yeah.
always say.
Right.
Practice is very much important.
Right. I agree. Correct. I agree. So on that note, I actually heard. I mean, not just me. I think everybody hears of online courses, offline courses of English, who say that learn English in 5 days, learn English in 10 days. All this, you hear all kinds of or see all kinds of advertisements. What do you want to say about
Well, I would like to say it's not about who is training them. I would rather say that who is accepting the way the teacher is teaching them.
that? Hmm.
Because I always say to my students, I was a school teacher, and now I have traveled so many places. I'm teaching a lot of people with different age levels. I only give credit for what I'm today is only because of them. Because if they have seen me that I am an inspiration for them, a motivation for them, or maybe a good teacher for them, I would definitely say it's because only because of them. Because they have showed the interest.
Hmm.
They have come up and spoken to me. They have asked to me that, okay, ma'am, I don't know this, I'm not getting this. Because
Right.
I do remember when I was a kid, I used to stay one hand distance away from my teachers.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Most of us are. Yeah. It is not one hand. It's actually one cane. Yeah.
so now when I'm seeing the students are coming, so the one basic thing that I just let my students, or even to everybody, I let them know is, make sure that the student and teachers are having a very healthy understanding between them. The
Mm,
teacher should understand that what is the nerves. I always say, I'm getting your nerves. And
mm,
that nerves means a teacher should know that what a child or a student is hiding behind their emotions,
mm.
because everybody won't be able to come up with the language. They might not be able to come up.
Right.
So it depends on a teacher's or a trainer's communication methods, that how he or she is trying to get on to hold on that nerves and trying to solve it out, not only for today, tomorrow, but forever.
Right. I agree. Of course, yeah. I agree that it is not the teacher that matters; it is the learner that matters mostly. Now, coming to learner, because you are teaching English as a second language, of course, you might be having. Have you had students in India or outside?
I have students from India and in Nepal as well.
Okay. So, just wanted to know, like, what is your, how do you compare, if at all, you have had stories of, or rather, interacted with students of other, countries.
Mhm.
How do you compare Indian English per se? Like, what do you think, Indian English is like? Our students.
Okay. Mhm. Well, Indian English is, of course, very good to hear, but it's not so easy to follow up,
Mhm.
because even in me as well, when I was doing my TESOL, I have faced this comments all the time that I speak very fast. My
Right,
pace
I
is
agree.
very much fast, and we
Even I
Indians
speak
speak.
very fast.
And because of that, and that shows that we Indians, our English is very fast, because somewhere it completely surrounded by the grammar,
Yeah, exactly.
because we only speaks from the outside of the shell.
Mhm.
And because of that, it only comes with only with the communication part, where only want to convey our message to the other person.
Mm.
But in terms of conversation, I particularly follow the people, the native speakers, for sure, because they speak in detail. Like, if you take the example of, like, I would like to say up two examples over there. I mean, their pronunciation itself. We
Yeah,
say thanks. We
yeah.
don't go for their age. I mean, if like you are elder than me, my parents. So here, even to the teachers as well, if they ask, if they say, if they wish us for something, we normally just say thanks.
Mm.
But how this Britisher says, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And when you speak to this American people, they say, thank you very much.
Mm.
So they say in a very politeful way. It
Mm.
seems like very soothing to the ear. But
Right.
when I'm not saying that we Indians are not like we don't speak nicely, but if you're asking me to just compare it to the way how it sounds to others,
Mm.
it gives a very plain platform of the
Yeah.
surface.
Sometimes plain and sometimes even arrogant, I would say.
Yes.
I know you are telling it very, very
Yes.
confidently, but I know, I also know that many of us, when we speak, we end up sounding arrogant. So, especially what I do is when I have a conversation with, my friends, or even professional communication with people outside India, especially, US or Australia or similar places. I make sure that if I'm writing an email, also I add double the words of politeness so that they, normally if you are sending for our Indian colleagues, we just write it in a very upfront manner. But then when you're sending it out to them, like, please, would you mind checking this out for us? Like that's so we add some extra flowery things so that it appears very polite and friendly. So on that note, I would also like to understand. One of the key challenges for an English speaking person, or rather somebody who wants to become a good English speaker, I would say, is mastering the grammar, right?
Yes.
Because especially in India, especially when I deal with college students over here, though they come from a very good, so-called English medium schools and colleges, ultimately when it comes to written as well as spoken communication, I find that many people have problem with grammar. Okay. Now, going back to my own schooling days, those days I used to, I mean, we had a grammar period and we had a grammar teacher who was actually sometimes the same English teacher, or sometimes it is a different teacher. And grammar was something which was, which was a very very strict thing which was followed in my school. And what happened, and we also had, I still remember, there's this grammar book called Wren and Martin.
Yes.
It is a Bible of grammar. So the teacher used to give assignments, fill in the blanks and all such things from that book, and used to learn, and we used to practice, continuously when I was in my primary and upper primary and even high school. So this kind of training probably helped me as a non-native English speaker to master the language in terms of grammar. But unfortunately, our students are later, the next generation, or rather the current generation of students don't place, or other teachers also, or the education system doesn't place too much of importance on grammar. In fact, I hear the millennials telling that what is in grammar, that's nothing, you can, if you can understand what I have meant, that is it. Okay, so they also feel that is okay. But for me, because I am from an old school, I always get this problem when I see bad English and bad grammar. Okay, so what do you want to say about that? Especially, I want to know what are the ways we can actually improve our grammar and
Mhm.
make the what do you call a presentation, or your talk or an email, whatever, in a very what do you call without grammatical mistakes. Yeah, that's what I
Okay. All right. Well, as you know, as you told me, and even I'm also like from the same old school.
want.
So we know that how our grammar classes used to be. Very boring. It used to be very boring. It takes a lot of time. It's like, I should better say, it was like a spoon feeding to us.
Right, I
Uh,
agree.
but I believe that through the language, what the teachers should be doing is, it's, as I said before, as I mentioned before, activity based learning, task based learning. So somewhere, this TESOL teach us how to plan, how to develop a module through all these phrases to make it up into a perfection, even including the grammar as well. Now, as you asked me, like how to make this grammar effective, definitely I would say to read more books, magazines, for
Right,
sure. And people think that if they watch a movie and if they see the subtitles in front of others, they find it a little bit disturbing because what others will think. But I would strongly say that they should go on, because when the point comes of learning, we should never hide ourselves.
correct.
So it's all about learning and growing.
Right.
And as I always believe that growing never stops.
Mm.
So if even if they watch a movie, if they're reading through the subtitles, it will also help them to
Right.
get the native accent and the words at the same time. Reading books, magazines, English books, of course. Listening to the podcast, it
Mm.
is also good. It is also very good. And I would never say to mug up the grammar points at all.
Right.
I would rather ask them to speak confidently. That's it.
Mm.
Because sometimes even what we people do is like, even though we are having Malayalam, Hindi, all the languages we are having in India. So
Right.
what people do is they try to translate in their own head, and when they come up with the verb or the words, it messes up around a lot.
Right. Exactly.
So I always tell them, don't think about that. What mistakes are you making? Because grammar will automatically follow the language once you get cool with it. Of course, once you get cool with it. But the main thing is, the important part is that you have to be confident enough to speak up. That's it.
Correct. Right. Yeah. That again brings me to the next question. Of course, confidence is the key. I do agree. I do agree 100% on that. On that note itself, connecting what you meant said right now, the confidence as well as the grammar part. I don't know about other places in India, but in Kerala, where we both are working, many so-called English speaking centers as well as English trainers, what they do is they tell the students, they just create the motivational hype for the students and say that confidence is the thing, and even if you make mistake, just continue, or even if you are speaking bad English, it's okay, you just need to present it confidently. So, listening to these kinds of trainings, unfortunately, many of our students, as well as people who are aspiring to be English speakers, they end up becoming acting like a fool in front of others when they are, you know, when they are using this bad English. So,
Right.
what do you want to say about that? Is the right way? Which is the right? I mean, is confidence or uh, you know confidence more important than English, or English more important than confidence? I mean, how do these get connected?
Well, I would say that, and even I will 100% say, in my point of view, is it's like, as we say, that taking heart with your mind, the same way, the same thing follows up here as well. Take confidence with the grammar as well, or
Yeah,
maybe grammar and confidence both together. So
correct,
now the point, the thing which makes, or which differs in here and in most part of India is, you can probably see there will be like 150 board or flexes, like they provide the spoken English, communicative
correct.
English classes and all. But what the naked truth is that when we go inside for the enrollment, ultimately a point comes when they speak to us in our native language,
Hmm.
because they think that, oh my god, it's like hard to follow up, maybe it's hard to convince our customers or maybe clients or whosoever. So ultimately they come on to their own language,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I think it is never going to work, because if you are taking if you're teaching a second language, doesn't matter that which languaged person or which person you are taking from which country, make sure the action speaks louder, am I right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So as it is, we speak to a small case, like when I teach my students, those who are in pre-KG, I use my actions to them. I use the same I use the same to the people, those who are of different age groups. But I always make sure that I never leave the English language at any cost.
Right, excellent. I think this is something which this is a very important message that should go to people who are watching this. See, there is always a way to, or a method to do things, and there is always a better way to do things. So if you are able to do a better way, that's what is expected out of somebody who is striving for excellence in whatever they do. So that's a very important message. Thank you, Kavita, for that. Okay, now let's get into some practical things. If you can share a few practical, takeaways for the audience, like some small do's and don'ts. If you have any tips or something like that.
Yes, the one thing that I always like to share to my viewers or to my friends, family, and everybody is, we always hesitate to, when now we are talking about confidence, right? We don't feel confidence in ourselves, so what we do is we seek it from other people, so that they can say something good about us, then it helps us to gain the confidence. So for this kind of issues, I think it is better we all have mirrors in our house, right? So people will take a different way if I say that look at the mirror, but no, definitely you, when by looking at the mirror, definitely we can say good things about us, like, oh yeah, I'm looking good, I am perfect, I can do anything possible, or everything is possible for me, I am perfect, I'm here to learn. So it's always about a positive affirmations you feed to yourself somewhere, that also helps to have a very good confidence. And so this is the first thing to boost up the confidence. Second thing, even though I say that keep your grammar list handy in your hand, but I know it's not possible to keep a grammar list handy in your hand. So the important tagline that I would like to give is, make sure whatever happens, there will be rejection, there will be people will reject you, they will underestimate you, they will neglect you, but it doesn't matter. For me, it doesn't matter, because sometimes it makes us a bit odd when people see like, oh, this person, maybe he or she wants to show the superiority in them, that they can speak good English or somehow somewhat. But I would definitely say, don't care what others are saying, because what we are doing ultimately is for us, and then later it would be for the society as well.
Excellent. I mean, I agree. I agree on both those things. Very, uh, very relevant, Kavita. Okay, so Because I mean I was just checking the YouTube live, and there's a question by uh, I'm sorry if I make a mistake in pronouncing his name, Dogukan. So he says, thank you, Ms. Kavita, for the presentation. I have a question. Is it a problem to have an accent when speaking English? Would that be a problem in the international area? So I didn't understand his question, his or her question purely. What I have understood is to whether having a stylish accent or whether having an accent is a good or bad. That's what I understood. Uh,
Mhm.
Maybe you can throw your ideas on that.
Yes, sure. Well, accent do play, I mean, it is an important fact, of course, because even when I speak in Malayalam, and if there's some mistake comes, or maybe if we speak any of our own language, if even if you mispronounce it, it completely changes its beauty. So yes, even if whoever the person is, if he or she wants to go abroad, and if they are looking for a perfect way of communicating on a global platform, then I would definitely say that it's better to just improve your accent. So it won't be any harm for you, for sure. It will only add a grace when you communicate. It will only make your listeners more attracted towards you.
Correct. One of the challenges that I think people in India, or not just India, I think every country has this, MTI, that is mother tongue influence, as well as uh, however you speak, you can easily identify whether it is a Malayali, whether it is a Tamilian, whether it is a it's a North Indian, or whether it is a Chinese. We can easily understand the language. So. Uh, there are especially I think until few years back, one of the hottest thing in India was where graduates used to undergo the MTI reduction as well as accent neutralization trainings and all. So in order to reduce the mother tongue influence and to have a neutral English language. uh, I mean that was the thing. But of late, what I understand is that even the so-called foreigners, the Americans or the UK people, they are actually getting adjust to our English. Because they know this is how Indians speak, and okay, let's learn that. So they are learning ours now. So yeah, I mean, pretty interesting. Okay, so now we are almost about to conclude the show. I think you know as I said, we were talking about the language. We spoke about grammar. We spoke about confidence, and then we also spoke about what about accent and everything. So now I would want to know, or rather, you can share a little more detail about your organization, your company, and how you are actually helping people to learn English as a second language. What are the course formalities, or what are the courses that you are giving? You could share a little more detail. It will be great.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Chandra. Yes, in Global Language Academy Partnership LLC India, that's my institution where I provide English for the different levels, like from kids to the basic, and from kids it's like from 4 to 12 years old, to the basic from like about 20 plus to about 60. Doesn't matter that how much old or how much young you are, is always welcome to learn a new language. So there are different levels. So first is the basic, intermediate, and then the advanced. So I'm also having the teen session, teens level, which is also the same as it goes with the basics. So the basic, intermediate, and the advanced level. And now I'm trying to put a little bit more focus onto the English for the specific purposes, because people, when they do the IELTS, it's like they only worry about the scores, the band scores that they want to improve in so that they can get a PR to any particular country. But I believe if the language is naturally with them, in them, I don't think that grasping any country's culture or maybe a language would be impossible for them.
Correct.
So now I'm looking forward, just working on to the ESP, English for the specific purposes. And yes, so these are the things that I'm doing right now. At the same time, making the modules for the IELTS, a little bit of listening, speaking, reading, and writing. But I believe that apart from all these four tasks, vocabulary is the very important thing, because if we don't have the vocabulary, we will run short of all other tasks. So I always make sure that a vocabulary buildup is in there whenever I take the session or class. So yes, these are the things that my global language provides.
Okay, excellent. So, on vocabulary, can you give three ways, how to improve vocabulary?
Yes, I would better give a one way, and that one way really works out like 110% perfectly.
Okay.
It's like I always ask my students, because we have 26 letters, what are we doing all these letters with? Like, I mean, like apple, ball, fine, till Z, we can say anything. But can we make a time limit? Is it possible that if we put a time limit for maybe 5 minutes or maybe 10 minutes, and make as many words you can make out of a particular letter?
Hmm.
And it will help you to build up more vocabulary in one go.
Excellent. It's like I am reminded of that childhood game which I used to play, Scrabble. Scrabble, right? Word
Yes,
building.
yes, yes.
I'm reminded of that. Anyway, so I think those are also, sometimes play and game are also various ways to improve your language and words. I think there are a lot of mobile applications these days and online platforms where you can actually improve your language. I don't remember the app name, but there is one app which actually gives word of the day. So every day you are introduced to a new word, okay, and the usage of it and
Wow.
the sentence. Yeah. So I don't remember the app's name. Maybe I forgot, but it used to do that. It's a very simple app. So similarly, there are so many different apps which you can actually download and use and try to improve upon your language.
I can suggest one good game, which is like crossword. I, not only me, my daughter also do the same thing with it. Like whenever we are not doing anything, I just make sure that I'm just playing the whole game. It's like a crossword puzzle, and
Mhm.
we make as many words we can. We just cross out the words, so it
Okay.
comes up with a new word.
Yeah, something similar to Scrabble, which I mentioned.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly, just like that.
Okay. Excellent. All right. So due to time constraint, I think we will have to stop this conversation right now because of But I know we could chat about English and language and other things for long hours. I know you are always excited about that. As a concluding note, would you like to share something specific for the viewers?
Yes, just be what you are. No one is like you, and that's what your superpower is. But make sure learning, as we always say, the learning always makes us grow, and make sure that getting better never stops. So yes, this is what my all note is for everybody. So whatever you are, whoever you are, from wherever you are, just be the authentic you. Make sure that learning, if I'm not saying that I'm perfect in what I'm doing, still I am in urge of learning better than what I'm doing today. So learning never stops, and take it as like a positive sign from the universe that growing never stops, for sure.
Excellent. Yeah, growing never stops, and though we may become old, growing should not stop, so that we can be young. All right. So, my dear friends, I'm just quickly going to take you to the next session, or rather, next week's session. Yeah. So I would definitely want everybody to share your feedback about this program, or rather about Kavita's wonderful topic, what we discussed today. You can share it in the YouTube channel as a comment, and of course, what is the major learning that you've got out of this session? If you could comment it, that will be great. And we are also coming up with some lot of prizes for people who are going to comment more. All right. So for advertisements and sponsorships, do mail us at joinprayaana@gmail.com. And that's it. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, whoever was watching this, and also people who are going to watch this later. Thank you once again for joining. And thank you to the lovely and amazing girl I know, Kavita Menon.
Thank you so very much for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you. God bless you.